AO here. Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila, where we are working to inspire positive, radical social evolution by uniting mission-driven humans. I'm so excited today. We are welcoming podcast family to the house. Theon, Esther, and Rachel. They are the creators of With E&R, an award-winning podcast with over 115 episodes, doing all things from web chronicles, pop culture dives, Respectfully No, and Theory Tuesdays. It's a hilarious show, available on audio and on YouTube, so watch their videos. But today we talk about the running overarching theme of If I Knew Then, What I Know Now. And it's applicable to podcasting, to life, celebrity sightings, reality TV. We get into a lot of different angles, but we overarchingly agree that podcasting has been such a valuable and vulnerable space for all of us, and we're so thankful that we have it and that we cross paths. So this was a really great, fun connect. Cheers all the people that you appreciate in your world and the ones that you happen to come across, because you never know how it's going to change your life for the better down the road. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this show. I can't wait to see you in person. Be sure to check us out wherever you download your podcasts, and the video will be on YouTube.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Questioning a better way, one gracefully disruptive conversation at a time.
Welcome to Turmeric and Tequila. I'm so excited today. This is kind of a crazy reunion. I haven't seen these humans in 2 years, and probably a little bit more. And we've somehow sort of stayed in touch. We are both starting out our podcast. Shout out to PodFest. And I so fortunately ran into them. I rolled up to their table basically with a 175 of warm tequila, and nobody shuddered.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
No, we didn't. We were like, hey, what's that?
Yes. Check that out.
Yeah, they didn't shudder at my paw of tequila. So it was super wonderful. And I think that was like the immediate opening of, okay, we have something in common here. The hotel's overcharging. The lines are long. We're streamlining process. We'll sip this warm tequila. But without further ado, I'm welcoming fellow podcasters, Theon, Esther, and Rachel. Theon is the wizard behind the curtain, even in this episode. I'm going to make him come out at some point.
Yeah.
But they have a thriving, incredible show. I'm going to read the bio that Theon wrote for them. But I know they are varsity humans wearing many hats, from parenthood, teaching, professionals, actors, audio engineers, all this stuff. But and their podcast is With E&R, and it was formerly Cards with Esther and Rachel. They have over 115 episodes. They're award-winning. Congrats, you guys. They're doing some shit out here.
Thank you.
And it says, join them for Web Chronicles, Pop Culture Dive, Respectfully No, and Theory Tuesdays. Honestly,
Yes, those are my favorite.
If you want a good laugh, you got to listen to them. But here's their bio. Esther and Rachel met through a then mutual friend years ago. Rachel is outgoing, spontaneous, and a busybody. Esther is an introvert, planner, and also a busybody. These two soon formed a strong friendship and then a great podcast. With help from the greatest mastermind ever, Theon, our podcast with Esther and Rachel, formerly Cards with E&R, have been running for 3 years. We drop an episode every Tuesday on most major podcast platforms. Check us out on Instagram and YouTube, where they video and do the audio. So you guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, this has been a long time coming.
Yes.
I think we probably had about collectively, I don't know, like 25, 30 minutes of FaceTime. And then 2 years later, we're still in touch. And it's kind of crazy. So wait, before we jump into like that and any more, give me some background on you guys. Like, tell me more about you and anything you want this audience to know before we get into conversation.
Esther swears a lot. So that is actually my line, because Esther's such an introvert. And so when we go out to events and people start talking about the podcast or whatever, I'm like, oh, I don't know. You might not want to listen. Esther swears a lot. And she's like, oh my God, stop it. Because then they all look at her and they're like, golly, why are you swearing so much, ho? I'm just playing.
Yeah, there are swear words, but we've changed it up recently. So every week is a different topic. And we kind of did that. Cards with E&R was getting a little...
Well, we lost our force. We lost our force. It's hard to play games with 3 people, and it's the middle of the pandemic. It's not saying that we won't bring back our games. We love our games. Don't get it twisted. But we're also just damn tired.
Yeah.
We're so damn tired. Esther's got to read the directions, and she reads all of the directions.
Oh, I'm not a direction reader.
Supposed to.
You are supposed to. It makes it easier when you do. I'm just bad and I don't, but I think it's.
I don't either. I just make it up and cheat basically on every single game. My whole
America.
thing.
Yep.
Yes, and
that's why I win all the time.
Yeah,
that's why Esther and Thea don't want to play because they lose.
Ever.
I'm just playing.
This literally sounds like
our
politics.
dynamic. But so just something fresh every week. Special, we do the Web Chronicles, the Pop Culture Dive, Respectfully No is our little debate, and then Theory Tuesday. We started Theory Tuesday a little bit on Cards with E and I. Yeah. And we just brought that forward because who doesn't like some mystery?
Yeah. Well, I think the evolution is so critical. I think all of us started in podcasting for one reason, and then we stay in it for that reason, and then like 100 others. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the perfect segue where I want this show about personal, about podcasting, about life, whatever. But the overarching theme to be, if I knew then what I know now. And I know it's a big one to unpack, but why don't we start with that specifically to podcasting? Because when I think about us back at PodFest, I think I was on episode like maybe 6 or something, but I had no idea what I was getting into. Tell me about like how different you are now from back then. And like what was like some of the big things you wish you would have known back then?
Definitely like the setup for everything, just having everything kind of in place even before we start. We're kind of, we are very fly by the seat of our pants.
Esther, I think, would prefer to be differently, but I think it's Theon and I. I'm sorry, Esther.
No, it's fine.
Please know that we love your planning and we will give you whatever you need to make it work. Okay.
But definitely, a lot of people don't like to start a podcast because they are like kind of afraid of like if they're going to be accepted or anything like that. But Instagram has really shown that the podcast community really comes together. Mm-hmm. Everybody supports each other on Instagram and things like that. So definitely knowing that, or getting more into Instagram and posting and things like, and having people comment on your posts and say things about the episode is just really great. And that's definitely a confidence booster.
The community is a pretty huge piece. Have you guys connected with someone you haven't met in person because of the podcast? Like beyond just commenting back and forth, like has any sort of relationship fostered from it?
Yeah. We love whack brackets. Mm-hmm. Mike's our homie. Like we've been trying to get something going, kind of a partnership on some pieces for so long, but it's like someone's super uber duper busy, and then we get a little bit of a lull, reconnect, and then we'll come back, and then someone else gets crazy busy. It's life. It's life. It'll happen when it's meant to.
Yeah. But I think those connections are really good, and they're pretty long lasting. We always, even if we don't talk for a while, you can always go back to and just be like, hey, what's been going on? And the Center Cut.
Yep, Center Cut dudes too. Those guys are funny as hell. Yeah. And like I loved our episode. We did the most random and ridiculous movie. It's Theon's favorite.
Miami Connection.
Hey. Have you seen it?
I haven't, no.
Oh man, you're in for
You need to.
It's on Tubi, I think. Still has it, or YouTube.
Best worst movie ever.
Best worst movie.
Oh,
ever.
Okay. Like, what does it compare to?
Probably Evil Dead was like one of the original one, best worst movie ever. What other ones?
Just more karate.
It's a ton of karate.
It's weird.
Like it's just
is it like a Sharknado type vibe? Like,
almost, yes. Okay. Almost, yes. But take out sharks and put in ninjas.
I'm here for all of this. Okay.
And perfect. So yes, it's amazing. It is amazing.
This sounds very on brand. Well, I think that's what's so cool about the podcasting communities. Because it really does bring people together you probably never otherwise cross paths with. But then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how similar we are. It's so cool. And I think we start podcasting, or most people do, like for other people. Like I come from marketing branding. I'm like, I got to start telling the truth and like highlighting good people. So our kiddos hear it or whatever, or maybe I want to make people laugh, but whatever the thing. But then as you get into it, you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing for me. Like, I'm so thankful I did this because you get to meet people, the community. Has there been something where it's like, you guys maybe have even listened to like a past episode and you've like felt yourself grow or change because you've been podcasting?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we've had lots of instances like that. We'll have a few months every now and then where I'll be like, all right, listen, we're not going to talk about dicks or vaginas. I was like, we're going to play it straight. Yeah, it doesn't last long. Apparently, those are my favorite jokes.
They are.
You got to let the brand be whatever it is. Like, there's.
I mean, I know, but I'm like trying to be serious. I'm like, one time I was like, man, we should do a podcast. Remember like a book reading podcast? And both of them looked at me with that exact same look. And I was like, you guys. Like, and yeah, that shit, she got shut down. But I might do my own books with Rachel.
Whatever.
Reading with Rachel. Dan, will you make me a theme song?
No. No. This is your podcast.
No, it's going to be a segment.
But definitely just like working out the dynamics between each other. Because you
casual
podcast with other people.
As you just saw it.
As you podcast. But I guess single, you kind of find like your cadence and how you like to bring up topics and things like that as you have guests on. And then just our dynamic, we don't just only hang out during the podcast.
No, we hang out all the time.
Yeah.
We are each other's basically only friends right now because it's all of our friends moved.
I'm sorry. You don't need a lot of friends.
No, we really don't. I just need a few.
As you get older, you kind of figure that out.
I literally told Esther at one point this past year, I said, listen, because our friends had moved and I was like, I'm not sure, I was like, I think we need some more friends in this circle. So we all kind of brought some in. But at one point I was like, yo, I am not taking on any project friends. So I had to shut some shit down. I was like, y'all can do whatever, but it's not on me. I can't do it. I can't do a project friend right now.
I like Project Friend. I might adapt that brand because I have friends that say no new friends because when it comes down to it, this is actually like kind of relating into like a family conversation for me. And most of them don't listen. So whatever. But like when they get significant others and they're females and it's like, they're like, oh, so we're friends. And I'm like, well, I'm super busy. And so I love you and I'm super happy for you guys. But also I don't really even get to see my best friends that much. So I'm figuring out a graceful way to execute that communication. But it's really hard as you get older to like build in more when you don't even get to see like your best friends that like know you and know everything. And you have to like build out the time.
No, you're so right. Like, I think we're all busy. And I think you're right. As you get older, especially if you've got kids or you're, moving into a new position in your career, and all of these pieces, they add up. And I'll tell you, I feel bad. Like time is the biggest commodity we have right now.
Facts.
And I feel like I am negative in debt. Yeah. I am drowning because I never have enough time. And I'm with you. It's not, no new friends. Not necessarily that. We just say no project friends because like a friend, the great thing about her and I is we don't have to talk every day. Yeah. I know she's good. She knows I'm good. We call each other when we need to. Like, it's that comfortable feeling with each other. Yeah. Like I could fall asleep on her couch. She can fall asleep on my couch. You're never going to be able to fall asleep on my couch because of but in theory, it could happen.
I think the keyword of it, like this would be something if I knew then what I know now, it'd be boundaries and not just like the fuzzy, warm Brene Brown version, but like really wholeheartedly being like, I don't want to do that. I'm not in. I don't care. Yeah. Like I know as an entrepreneur, I think I had this say yes to everything because that's kind of how you start out. But then that bled over to my entire life. And so I think I would have adapted boundaries way earlier.
Oh my God. You hit it on the head. So like boundaries, I've got a lot of trauma in my past and a lot of people who have trauma don't do well at setting boundaries. Because a lot of times if they set them, they may not live and it's like the consequences are bad. So learning to do that as an adult, and I've really learned to do that in like the past 2 or 3 years has been so difficult. Not just like for me, because I feel the guilt, But for those that are getting the boundaries for the first time, it's like they want to bulldoze into them. So you have to be so strong, and it's a buildup of a piece. So yeah, if I knew now, I'm like, and I'll say that, like, I take those lessons and then I give them to my kids. I'm like, please set boundaries. Like, let's talk about what's a healthy boundary, what that looks like, what your boundaries are. You know, I've got teens. You got to have those conversations, got to prepare them.
I wish I had that.
Me, was not prepared and just was like, effing around through life.
And then with the boundaries, like, because when you start out a podcast, you just want to record all the time, like everything, and you forget to take breaks or like just take a breather.
Oh my God, we didn't take a break for over a year. I don't think we literally recorded like every week for over a year. And then I think at the end of the year, we were like, we need tired.
Burnout happens. But that happens. That's such a good lesson. I think I did the same thing where I finally took a couple weeks off, but I was like meticulous about just getting an episode out every single week.
Yes.
And not being super wrapped up into like quality. Not that I didn't care, but I just wanted to get in, like, just get some reps because I was so new at stuff and everything. And then I was like, oh, this is like burnout that we've experienced in relationships, in fitness, in everything. Like, we know this lesson. Like, why are we doing that? But again, we learn things the hard way.
Yeah.
No kidding.
We back it up. But I think that's awesome that, you know, if you can start teaching that to your kiddos, because the hard part about the boundaries too is if you have some understanding of it, but then the person you're putting the boundary has no conversation around it, they don't get it. And so it's misunderstood. I think Theon can attest. I've probably done like 5 podcasts on this, and all my humans that are really good at it, I brought on because it's just like a conversation that keeps coming up because I think so many people still don't know about them and they're so freaking critical.
Oh yeah, definitely mind changing. I use them all the time. I've got a job that'll work me to death and I'd probably let it some days, but other days I'm like, we had a conversation about when close of business was and I got scolded a little bit because I asked my boss, I said, when is close of business? And she was like, well, my close of business is 11:59. I said, well, mine is 5 p.m.
11:59. What?
Hey,
you don't get paid for that.
Exactly.
Well, first off, I'm not doing it. So I did it. And that's where the scolding came from. And I had to say, I was like, well, we talked about close the business. Mine's 5. Like on days. So I mean, I work in a situation where like there are times, but no 11:59, not on something that's not, we don't do anything that somebody's going to die.
Yeah, that's not healthy. Let's long term. That's not good for company employee morale. Like there's so many red flags around that old school antiquated mentality. But I really want to use close for business. Like I feel like there's some conversations because I'm a consultant where I'll just be like 5:59 close for business, like mid conversation. Like, be the most and cut it off.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. Basically, I'm like, okay, so you know, it's 4:57, so I've got to go. You have a great day. I'll talk to you later. I mean, you just say it really nicely. I have a great fake voice. Esther has a great fake work voice too, don't you?
Oh, let's hear it.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't know if I could just turn it on. I go like really high pitch, and I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Here, hi, this is Esther. How can I help you?
We're closed.
But it's like a lot of you do that when customer service and stuff like that.
It would be so damn funny though to see in the real world where people are just like, if I really started talking to people the way I do in real life, I'd be like, yo, no, that shit's just not going to work. When I'm supposed to be in the middle of like a board meeting,
right? like, nah, brah. Walk out.
Yeah,
I would love that'd be such good. I would TV love that for reality shows.
I was gonna say that's exactly what I was about to say. Like I would watch that. I would so watch that.
On that note, which I do want to get to that, has there been any part of this? Because I mean, both of our podcasts are pretty free flowing and it's about fun. I'm intentional about like disrupting what's out there, but it's always like through a good time. I hope, unless people are bored, I don't know. But I didn't
care.
Question.
You probably care. I don't.
I think I do. I'm like a little bit of a people pleaser. Like, so boundaries and people pleasing are like things we're probably going to work on forever. By we, I always mean me, myself, and I.
I was going to say boundaries, but not people pleasing. Like I'm good not doing that. I'm like, oh, you need somebody to say no? I'll call me up. You want me to break up with your boyfriend? Call me up. It's a service. I will gladly offer. You need.
Can we start that business? You think I'm kidding?
I swear to God, no, I'm not kidding either.
Ever.
So I've said this a few times. Like we just need to do it. I'll gladly do it.
I love that.
Problem, and I'll break up with people. I just fired my mom's creepy landscaper. Not a problem. Yeah, no.
This is such a reality show in the making. Like there's so many like levels. This wasn't even the intention, but there's so many levels to that. Has there been things though, like through the podcast that has like brought out or made you or feel like a showcase like a vulnerable space in your world or your personality, like something that you didn't think would, that podcasting just like exemplified?
Yeah. That's not so much Esther. That's going to be me. So, I've got 3 teens, I think at one point, and I had filed for divorce. I'm still married to my husband. We went and canceled it, but my husband is an alcoholic and he didn't want to admit it. And so, that caused a lot of stress in our lives over that piece. So, things are better now. But yeah, I put those things out there, and in the moment, sometimes it feels good. It feels great to share your story because that's how we relate. We find out that, oh my God, I'm not the only one in this hot mess shit show of a life right now. Okay. And other people have made it through. I can do this. But on the other hand, there's a level of not everyone needs to know that. And some people don't use those things for what they are, just you being vulnerable and sharing that. And they use them against you or try to, if you give a shit. So that's really, I think, where that's at. And then there's some pieces about my kids where I'll share stories and I think, oh God, maybe, but then I'm like, meh. They don't get appearance enough right now. Like I'm building character.
Right. Exactly.
No one's listening. Like, I say that. I don't know if anyone is. I don't know. Again.
But what if they start a podcast? Would you be mad if they talked about you?
So you know what? It's not funny, but apparently I am quite a bit of subject of conversation, and my kids like conversations with their friends. And I don't quite understand this, but they literally will be like, I saw your mom the other day, like, and be texting my kids, things like that. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. What's your mom going to be doing? And I was like, okay, what is happening? But yeah, it's weird. So I probably would deserve it, to tell you the truth.
Okay. I'm with you though. I think I'd be okay. Like I censor enough to where I try not to tell other people's stories. So like, or share like story that isn't mine, but like with family or experience, I do try and lean in as much as I can, because I know those are like the vulnerable, like connection points.
Yeah.
But you never know how it lands. Like you just said, like you never know how it's going to use. You just kind of have to have blind faith a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, so some of our best episodes are the ones where my family is featured and people get to see that dynamic play out. Mm-hmm. Like I think our most downloaded one was that the one with my mom.
Yeah.
Who, like, I might get replaced. It might be Esther, Theon, and Brenda. And
you know where it came from. Okay.
Bow out, because my mom is next level.
Yeah, that was a great interview.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, I was dying. It's the worst. Like you can hear, so there's no video. This is before we moved to video, but you can hear the level of like, shut up, shut up. Like you can hear, you're like, oh my God. Like the mortified, like I was dying. I think that's probably why it's our most popular episode. Because we were all mortified and my mom says some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
She told some good stories.
No, she didn't. This is awful. I'm never talking to her.
Everybody go back and listen to it. But I think I do think that's probably why reality TV, I mean, we know, is so good, because when you show that raw, like really vulnerable stuff, even if it's like slightly scripted as it is now, like it's just so real. You can't look the other way. And even when it's scripted, it's real-ish. It strikes some sort of like chord in your heart where like it's somehow relatable to your world. And you're like, oh shit, like I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the whole point of all of it.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, in life, I mean, I don't hate I love reality TV, but it's a love-hate,
Yeah, 100%.
Because I think for me, I watch a lot of the things that are out and I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. Like this is someone's life. Why can't we do better? Like it's this whole like, oh my God. And then it's like, oh, now I feel really guilty. Sometimes, what did we call those shows that we would watch? What did you had a word for them? It was like guilty something, like Oh, Theon might remember. I don't remember. It was a great word for the shows that we watch to make ourselves feel better about ourselves.
I don't know, but that's
guilty pleasures.
It might have been, but it was something different than guilty pleasures. Theon's so creative. Wait, don't you watch reality TV to make yourself feel better about yourself?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's the only reason why. Like I watch like My 600-Pound Life.
Oh, I love that one.
And, yeah.
That one's about psychology. I actually think that one's like one of the better ones. I mean, it literally breaks my heart every time because I think their approach is backward. They don't enter therapy at all, but we'll save that for a whole other day. And I don't know if they're scripted or not, but like you see, it's not really even about the food. It's about like the trauma and then like these like patterns. I think that one's way better than like The Bachelor and Bachelorette, which I watch all of them. So judge accordingly. But they're like two different levels of judgment, I think.
Yeah, that doctor is actually getting sued. Dr.
Nazardin?
Yeah, he has been sued throughout the show, but now the fees are getting wild, so TLC might
just stop
the show.
What is he getting sued for? Do you know?
A bunch of things.
Well, I was going to say, like, he realistically probably should not be doing these surgery on
he's
the
like
people.
Way too old.
Like first off, he's old, but they're very heavy and they haven't done the background on it.
Right.
Like they haven't done the therapy and all of those other pieces that are connected to this. Yes. So basically, in a way, he's putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's an addiction. Like you're treating addiction with like taking away alcohol or taking away food. And I actually, this is not even intentionally segue, but like, it's fascinating to me because it's the one addiction you have to have. Like you need to eat, like everything else. You have heroin, you don't need to have alcohol. And so I just have so much empathy for the whole process because like it's never not in your life. And then our culture surrounds itself around food. So I don't know, that show in particular, we're going on a whole tangent, is so fascinating to me because it's, like you said, it's so sad and it's so addressed in the wrong way. But a few of them, make it on the other side. I think it's less than 5%, but I don't know. I guess we'll take.
Some people do make it, but it makes me feel a little bit better because I'm not that fat. I'm fat, but I'm not that fat. So
I think we all watch it like that, and it's so awful. Like we need to do better.
I definitely eat during it sometimes because like I'll watch shows
right?
and then I'm like,
that's honestly why I don't watch it because it's always on at night. I'm trying not to eat a whole lot at night, and then they bring in these and they're eating, and their shit looks good. Like my KFC looks like that,
right?
Like my KFC is dusty chicken, Theon.
Dusty KFC. I don't even know. That could be a whole podcast in itself right there. That sounds terrible.
It was.
I mean,
it was.
That sounds vulnerable in itself. So do you guys listen to your own episodes? Like, have you gotten used to hearing your own voice or anything like that?
So I used to listen, and I'll be completely transparent. I don't have enough damn time at this point, and I'm trying to listen to other people and show some love on that. I know what the hell stupid ass thing I said not too long ago. I don't need to relive it over and over again. But I will revisit them only to zoom in on Esther's face when she makes crazy faces and then take a photo and send it to her because it makes my whole day. Little does she know that like soon, maybe when I get time, someday before we die. So just so I set the complete stage for you, I'm going to make you a coffee table book.
I love that.
With faces and your favorite sleeping people and your second favorite butt cracks.
Yes.
Oh,
I cannot.
That's aggressive.
That's all my pictures.
We see a lot of ass cracks here in the South.
Really? You're like universe is just providing butt cracks. Maybe that's a signal. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
It means that we need some better clothing options down here, and people need to maybe chill out. Just chill out a little bit because there's a lot of ass crack hanging out. A lot.
That's like interesting.
We go out all the time, and we're like, well, we used to. Now we're old. We're lame. So whatever. Our cracks. We need to go get some crack. We need to go see some butt cracks. Yes. But we would go out to the bar, and I'll be like, psh, and I'll see it. And I'm like. Oh, and I'm like, Esther, get it. And I was, because I never can take the photos. I'm technologically.
You got to make sure the sound's not on and no flash.
Well, no, I'm that person who would have all of that.
Me too.
I don't even know how to use Snapchat. Like every time we use Snapchat, I have to make Esther do it. I'm like a damn boomer. Awful.
Like true mom skills right now. True story. I had a long-time CrossFitter, and I live in a super, super old house. I had one of the main pipes, which there's always something, knock on wood, they're good now.
Yeah.
But main pipe in the kitchen clogged. And so they always had to figure it out. So I had this plumber come. He happened to be a CrossFitter. Like this was like years ago, but like younger, good looking guy. That doesn't usually happen out here for our plumbing situation in Colorado. So he was like bent over, and I'm like, I think this guy's a CrossFitter. So when he was bent over, like fixing the pipe, I took a picture, and I know he heard it, but he didn't like say anything. And so, he was a CrossFitter, and I saw him at another competition, and like my feelings there, I was like, oh my God, this is my plumber, whatever. We actually like went out a couple times, and I told him the story, and I sent him the pictures like a joke. Well, he thought it was super funny, and he went and made a post about it on Facebook that like when your client or when your customer or whatever takes a picture you bent over, whatever, and like didn't say who it was, but I'm like,
funny.
I can't believe it went.
Like, did you do that because he just had a juicy ass, or you were like, was his crack out?
Multiple purpose. No
ass. I need it on my phone.
No ass. But like, he did have a nice ass. But I wanted to show my friend. I'm like, I think this guy, we know him from the gym or whatever. I can't even remember.
You know, from his butt from the gym.
CrossFitters were
I've seen that ass. I've seen that ass.
I know
I've seen that muscular.
When you squat a lot, you recognize the goods. Like that's what we do. In a not creepy way though. This is not creepy at all.
Let's just start identifying people by things like that.
I'm just gonna start taking pictures.
We need it. We should do a Instagram only that's like pictures of crack, and then like, does he or does he not work out? We're completely objectifying men right now. Like we're doing what is not acceptable for women. So
I'm sure there's a page of tits. Are they
sure.
really not?
Or butts. There's already a page of like girl butts, I think, like that.
Oh, for sure. Theon, are you sad you're missing out of this conversation? Theon's
like,
he says just a little bit. He knows. He's got, anytime we talk about butts or
and boobs, he's there.
Yep. Oh yeah. So if you're going to take those pictures, my long-winded word to the wise there was make sure the sound is off. Yeah. I think he saw the flash and he heard the sound.
That is so damn
I love
funny.
that he didn't bring it up though. What a gentleman.
But he wasn't actually a gentleman.
I was going to say, he probably was like, yeah, she just took a picture of this ass. I got this.
Bent over more.
Yeah, he was probably posing, knowing. Yeah.
Stick it out more. Did he bend at the knees? That's what I want to know.
What'd you say?
Oh my God, your face. I said, did he bend at the knees?
No, he was in like a crawl position. So like he was on all fours.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Never mind. I thought he was just bent over the sink like how I've been. And
I'm like, Rachel doesn't bend her knees.
I don't know. I've never done
ass
that.
In the air.
I do. And the worst,
that's intentional. That's intention.
I honestly, I don't know what, my knees are weird. Like they're good knees because I never use them to bend.
They're never bent. They are never bent. She's going to have a hip replacement when we're having knee replacements.
Exactly. Well, we'll all be down and out then. That'll be fine. So
I'll bring the tequila.
I bend over and thank you. And I'm oblivious all the time. And so my ass, I have a funny story, actually almost like knocked over Rob Schneider in an airport. I was packing up.
The comedian guy?
Yes. Yeah. Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
Yes. Okay.
So we were flying to Hawaii, and my youngest had just turned 1. So like 3 kids under the age of 5. So we were moving to Hawaii from Seattle, and got all this shit. Like we had, I think 15 damn bags because we moved in February. So you're in like cold weather, having to move to hot weather. So you have to send your goods and everything beforehand. So it was this whole disaster. And I'm trying to gather up all the stuff, and I just quickly bend over, but not really bend, not at the knees. Yeah. And he happened to be walking by, and like I about knocked his ass over. He was like, oh, excuse me. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. And he had like this. First of all, I'm short. I'm only like 5'3". He's shorter than me. So
I was going to say, he's not a huge human.
No, he's not. Well, that's also why my ass almost sent him flying, because my ass is huge and he's a tiny man. And so, but he had on like this fur, like trench coat almost.
Oh my God. Of course he did. Was he in Deuce Bigelow mode?
he literally looked like that. And so I look over at my husband. I was like, oh, that's Deuce Bigelow. He was like, what? And of course he had walked off, but I was like, so my ass almost knocked over Deuce Bigelow in the airport.
That's hilarious. Was he cool about it or was he a jerk?
Yeah, he was. You could tell that he was startled, probably because it hit him in the pectorals.
Oh my God. That is hilarious.
He was like, shit, bitch, trying to jumpstart my heart and shit. Like, we're not ready for this. I don't even know your name. I think he was kind of put off, but at the same time, that's one of those things I don't give a shit. Okay, I've also, we had an experience with Kid Rock once. I love, celebrity run-ins. First of all,
I've never had, any of these.
Yes, you did. Did you not see William Hung at?
Oh, no, I actually... We did. We were recording in the hallway. Theon, I don't know if you edited this when the audio had to be probably the worst of all time. But we were in the hallway of passing people. Again, I didn't get the joke on audio then. Still don't really. But we had him one of the girls. There were 6 of us that were all recording live. And he walked by and one of them went and got him and brought him onto the mic. And he came by.
I love that.
But I don't know that that's comparable to Kid Rock.
Yeah. The Kid Rock story is crazy. So this was when he was dating Pamela Anderson. My grandparents live in this little town in Michigan called Ortonville, which is in Oakland County, but further northeast. And so about 45 minutes from Detroit. Long story short, he buys a house on the road behind where my grandparents live. And then he goes to this local bar called Bullfrogs. And I think it was 19 at a time. No, seriously, they serve frog legs and shit. So there's only 2 bars in town. One is called the Boathouse. And back in the day, there actually used to be they framed it out to look like a boat. But it's just
this sounds all on brand for Kid Rock. So
oh my God. Yeah, 100%. It's a lot of upper class WT. I said it. Yep. It sure did. And so when we go into Bullfrogs, I was underage, but I was working at this pyramid scheme. I didn't realize it at the time. The things I wish I knew now.
I was going to say, there you go.
Stories. See, and that's the whole thing. That's why I do it. I do it for the story, I think. That's why I'm gonna lie to myself and tell myself. But anyway, long story short, we go in there and we've got the biggest table, which is only 7 of us. And so we're eating or about to eat, and we've had a few drinks, and they don't ID me at all. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. And so they come over, the waiter does, and he's like, yo, would you guys mind moving your table? And I was like, what? No, why? He's like, well, Kid Rock is coming in and needs this table. And I was like, is he going to buy our drinks for the whole night? He was like, let me find out. He did.
Perfect. Okay.
But in my night last, long story short, he came in, he was wearing a white tank top that was not really white. And he was with a bunch of Michigan moms. So they all had the same old lady white perm and were just older, kind of rough looking. Pamela Anderson was not with him. He proceeded to sit at the table that was ours, get drunk, do whatever, then do karaoke to his own song and trash the bar.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, and you did not have Instagram at this point in time. No video.
No, listen, nothing. I had a Nokia black phone.
Perfect.
That shit was the Nokia one and it was Regs that changed out his face.
Hell yeah.
I was playing Snake on that bitch master.
I forget about Snake.
Yeah, this was 2000.
Wow, that was the height of his career.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! And he trashed the bar. Was the bar cool with it?
I mean, it was the nicest bar. It wasn't terrible, but yeah, I guess he trashed the bar after he did karaoke. Now I left, but my friends had stayed, so I didn't get to see him. He was just getting up there to do karaoke, so I missed the last 5-10 minutes of it. But yeah, he trashed the whole damn bar.
Oh, okay. So wait, riddle me this: if you're doing karaoke to your own song, is it karaoke?
Well, I don't know.
Plus, who does that?
Depending on who you are, because some of them. If you're doing karaoke to your own song and the shit's all auto-tuned, you're karaokeing your own song.
Okay.
But this was not that. No. Who does that? If you go and do karaoke and you're a celebrity, PSA celebrities, don't do your own song. That's tacky as shit, man. We hear enough about you. We don't need to hear you do your own song.
Plus, are you trying to get recognized? I think that there's a problem if you're you must be a B-list or below if you're trying to literally have a mini concert at Captain Frogs or whatever you said this place is called.
Bullfrogs. I like Captain Frogs. Maybe I'll buy it and rename it that. Captain Frogs.
Amazing. I'll come and not do Kid Rock karaoke. I'll do Whitney Houston.
I think we should mix it up and you got to do a snippet or everything on the menu will be named after Kid Rock song, the worst parts of Kid Rock.
I mean, isn't that all of it? Like, no shade to him.
But
I seriously, I was like, oh, haha. But then I was like, wait, I think you might have 2 songs on your music. I may or may not skip them. I don't think I do. I like the worst taste.
I like the one with Sheryl Crow. I saw your picture today. And I'm not even
I got that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the whole package deal though is just like,
yeah, no.
We're going to walk away slow.
Need a lot of antibiotics.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, honestly, like if it were today's world and that had happened now, I'd be like, tell Kid Rock he gonna have to wait. I'm not done here. And also, how much sanitizer do we have?
Yeah, I'll be glad to buy my Long Island iced tea or whatever it is they serve there and say no and let him sit at the smaller table and do what he does.
With his odd entourage. It wasn't that. It was literally like his aunties, like Michigan women with no makeup on, like just the mom jeans and t-shirts. They weren't giving a shit. Just ready to get drunk at home. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
I'm sad I don't have Esther, do you have celebrity sightings? I have no good ones like this.
Oh, no. Wait. Who saw Shia? Were we downtown when he... No, we never saw that one. Someone we might have
because we live in Savannah. We actually do have a lot of of the films being recorded, but I never go downtown when that's happening.
Okay. Yeah, we try.
We avoid it.
We avoid that shit like the plague, man. We're like, oh, screw that. Like
that's how I think. Yeah, now I'm old enough where I'm like, I wouldn't. I mean, if it was Madonna, I'd be like, will you come on Turmeric and Tequila? And she'd probably be like, security. But if anyone else, I don't even think I would care.
Yeah, there's not, other than William Hung. Who the hell
other than that, you're right. I peaked very early seeing my top at PodFest.
I totally fangirled over what, and I was so nice. I didn't even really like American Idol that much, but I really liked William Hung. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yay. I'm so glad to hear that you're more happy about William Hung than Kid Rock. I hope William Hung somehow hears this. But did you guys listen to him speak? That I went to his presentation the next day. William Hung.
Obviously not.
I don't remember.
I was going to say.
I don't think so.
Did we make it on time the next day? Was that the first day?
I think it was the first day.
I think we were always on time because it was you. Like you were leading our group. If I was leading the group, I'm like, guys, this part of the conference is optional.
Yeah, let's go to that part where that girl had tequila in her purse.
All right.
Get back to there.
But that's why I like conferences. Do you get to go to any other conferences?
I've done
like your job or
sort of. I did early on, like a lot of them. And so marketing, branding, like what I did, like basically influencer marketing, like strategic partnerships before it was a thing because it was cost and time effective for like startups, like smaller companies I worked with. So there wasn't a lot of that, but I've done like Expo West, like consumer packaged goods. It's like health type crap and it's okay. But like there's so much in such condensed time. And now with like internet and Zoom, like you can connect with people in such different ways that like PodFest was so awesome because it's everyone starting out. So few people are making money off of it. Everyone's really passionate. Even I'm so glad you kind of talked about your marital situation because I remember that coming up to the table. Like we're sitting there sipping warm tequila, but like immediately we were talking about your current world. I'm like, my parents are divorced. Like we immediately went into like deep conversation. So that was, really cool. It's like a bunch of really great people that are mission driven. Yeah, like, but I don't think a lot of concerts or conferences are like that.
No. I go to lots of conferences. I'm always that oddball. Like people know, they're like, find Rachel. She's going to know what's fun to do. So like, cause I just travel with
wonder we cross paths.
People. And so I'm always like, yo, let's go here. I heard about this. And they're like, really? You think so? And I was like, I don't know what could happen. Like I'm all about it. I was like, let's go find and fuck some shit up. Let's go do it.
Call Kid Rock. Let's go.
Shut up.
Are you guys going to the one in like a month from now?
Nope, wasn't tracking. And unfortunately, I don't know about Esther, but I can't take time off at this point until like June.
It's crazy.
Or July. Busy. Work is just insane.
Esther Theon.
Yeah. No, I saw it, but man, just everything's just a little hectic right now.
Casual pass. Yeah, I feel it's a lot. There's one. I one day do another. There was the one in PodFest movement in Austin. There's a bunch of them, but it is monetarily, time and energy. It's a big ask. It's so worth it. If you've not gone and you're listening to this, absolutely go. Yes. But I get when you get busy and like we're funneling all this and funding it all, you have to kind of make certain decisions. But I will be sad that you guys are not there. Maybe I'll FaceTime you and take one.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know how it goes. I mean, we just honestly, for the two of us, it's really just, it's probably more me with my stupid schedule with like
your job. Yeah.
Yeah. It's this damn job. I just need to either win the lottery, which you got to play to win. I always forget.
Key piece right there. Yeah, key play.
I mean, right?
And you're good at games, like, so I feel like this could be an easy play.
Listen, maybe that needs to be my hustle. Maybe
that and the butt crack Instagram page.
Yes, I've got all sorts of crazy ass ideas. Esther does not like my ideas. Her face normally is like, I'm like, Esther, let's go do this, and she's like, this literally. Like she just is like,
maybe.
So she'll lie to me all the time, and she'll be like, "Yeah, okay," and I would bring it up, and she'll just change the subject. And be like,
she's already done that like twice on here. It's the casual, like she knows you so well. It's like the casual drive by. Like we're just gonna ignore that and then bring up
exactly. Let her keep talking, and she'll shut up, and then okay, your turn.
I love it. But I think, do you guys think podcasting together has really added to your friendship? And if so, has it added like a whole different layer?
Yeah, I mean, Esther and I were pretty good friends regardless before, but I think podcasting together, you do get those opportunities to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And more so, like Esther has met my whole crazy ass family, and she's still my friend. So
that's amazing.
I know
buy her tequila forever.
Right? Yes. Right? And so, and I had the pleasure of meeting parts of Esther's family as well. So it's just really this different piece. We know each other all so well now at this point. Like, although I don't know if I want to take one of those, like, how well do you know me? Because you're going to trick me. I'm going to have to cheat off from Theon. Sometimes I think so. Sometimes Esther's can be very sassy sometimes, and then she can be very reserved. So I never know which Esther I'm
Turmeric and Tequila. I like that though. You got to keep guessing. Yes,
exactly. Esther has all the chill. I have none. Like I have zero chill.
But then that's good. You guys can balance out. Like she can literally take a nap. You can talk while you do the podcast. Come back on.
It would be off the rails.
Oh my God. That would be, I would burn everything because like, that's just, no one needs to listen to that. Like no one, not me.
It'd be an interesting episode.
That's well, when you say stuff, one of the things, and this is a shout out to Theon, something I don't know if I would say I wish I would have known, but something I had no idea about was that when you pass off your content, that human, your audio engineer, is going to hear every episode. Like, probably more than I even have. And so like, they're going to know like when they're shitty, when you showed up, when you did really good, like all of it, like they're going to know like all the angles. So I had no idea how vulnerable that's going to be. And I really appreciate how graceful Theon has been in like encouraging words and stuff. Cause we're kind of on an island with this stuff. I'm like, is this even good? Is anyone listening? Does this matter? Exactly, yeah. So I think right when I'm like, this is dumb, I'll get like a really encouraging message. Like that was a good one. Like whatever. Like any encouraging words, and it's meant so much. So that's a huge thing I didn't know of how much one person or even people are going to actually hear me, even though you think that's like intuitive, like that's what it is. You kind of forget when you're in it that people are listening.
Exactly. And then when you see people actually downloading things and like the stats,
I'm always still shocked over that. When Esther pulls our stats, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We've got one person who lives
in Clichy, France.
And they listen to every episode, and we have no idea. So I would love for them to write, like,
get them on the show. That's so cool. Yes,
we have no idea who it is. Yeah, so we just keep shouting out to this person,
please,
so that they can email us or send us a message, because like they have been listening forever and are still listening. So I think they deserve a hug. at the very minimum.
I mean, call their local bar, send them a drink, whatever. You got to get them on the show. Isn't that crazy? Like around, that is cool when you see like the world. My goal is to have like one download everywhere.
That'd be awesome.
But like continents away, like I can't even fully conceptualize that. Like people are listening to us.
And that's like the mind-blowing thing. I'm like, what? Like I need to, sometimes I want to bail on my own shit and this person is hanging in there for it. I want to give them a damn award. Like you have hung in there through some crazy shit, some insane shit. So like, please let us know who you are. We'll give you a big treat. It's not, that sounds nasty and sexual. I don't mean it like that. But this is the other problem.
We're going to give you a big treat.
Shut up. I'm going to shut up.
Come to my van with no windows. There's a big treat here.
I mean, I do drive a big truck. Get in, kitty. Right. That's awful.
Do you seriously drive a big truck? I totally see that.
Of course I do. I have short person syndrome. Like I will fully admit, okay, I just saw the side of your eyeball. It was like, so I just traded in my big truck for another big truck. And
I didn't know girls had short syndrome thing. Is that a thing? Am I the ignorant one here?
No, it's
mostly just boys.
Me. No, it's me.
Okay.
Esther can attest. So
follow your heart.
I'm never going to get past step one. I like who I am and don't have a problem with it. So
I'm here for that.
I will always be like a little angry short person who thinks like they need to conquer the world, and I'm okay with it. Like I feel bad for everyone else. I'm sorry. Like never, but yeah, I have a big truck and I need bigger tires on it. So I'm looking at a lift kit and everyone is just like, what? We went to go when we were purchasing this one, we got a Dodge Ram. We were looking at some of the other ones and they had done like souped it up. This thing. So I'm only 5'3". I stand next to this thing and I was so excited. I wanted this truck so damn bad till I saw the price. But
and the cost of gas.
I don't give a shit about that.
Okay.
I know. Isn't that awful? I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm that person.
As long as she has
it is. But the hood is like over my head. Like, so when I'm standing and I got in it and I was like, oh my God, turn this on. I think I had a lady boner. Like I was so excited. I still dream about that truck.
You didn't get it?
Hell no, that shit was $87,000. MSRP said 57. So I was like, we'll see.
That was the base.
And and that was the base. They didn't add all this stuff on it. So I was like, oh, whoa, no. Because I was like, write up the paperwork. Let's get it done. I'm about to drive out of here. And then I was like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, trucks are ridiculously expensive.
Down. Yeah.
Oh.
But I got to drive a truck. I don't think I'll ever drive anything else.
Hey, well, you got to do you. Don't ever apologize. Whatever your heart wants to go chase, like you got to just go with it. Yes. Esther, what do you drive?
I drive a sedan. I drive a
responsible non-gas guzzling situation. I'm here for it.
Yeah. That's a yin and our yang. I'm telling you, it's a yin and our yang. I buy purses that are way too damn expensive. And Esther's like, I would never spend that much on a purse. So I buy her a purse. I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to. Start yin and yang.
Yeah.
I love it. So Esther, what is your major splurge? Like, what is something like that you really buy? Are you like more of like an experience type person? Like you go on a trip or something else?
Not really. I buy plushed animals.
Let's unpack this. Wait, what does that mean?
Literally, like
just the way you said it.
Soft stuffed animals.
Okay.
I have like a long rabbit that is my headrest, and I have a little dinosaur, and I have a dumpling light. That's like I don't know. Like,
wait,
I guess
so is it like
child is my?
Do you collect them like Beanie Babies? Like, is a plush a thing?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I'm going to answer yes, confidently yes for her because we're picking up a few more. She's got the Moody Banana. That's her favorite.
Oh, I'm going to have to look this up. I have no idea what any of this is, but okay.
Yeah, those I guess my inner child is my major splurge.
Esther,
I love that.
Literally the grown-up version of Vivica right now. I just realized that, and that's why I love your sassy little ass so much. Like Vivica is my youngest daughter.
Okay, I didn't. Vivica Fox. I don't know where we're going.
Well, I'm glad you got that. Yeah, that's where we got it from. One year I dressed her up like that for Halloween. Like she had like a fox costume, and so I wrote on her shirt like, my name is Vivica. we live in such a disappointing society. Only like people got it. And I was like,
they didn't when she dated 50 Cent, no one knew this. How do we not know?
Listen,
they're very
it's mighty
old
white over here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, she's like Vivica, who's a saucy little beast.
So big trucks and plush stuffed animals. Am I saying that correctly?
Plush, or plushies.
Plushies.
Yeah, you gotta say the plushies.
That makes me think of like furries though, and that freaks me out a little bit.
Well, Esther might be into that. We don't know. That might be Theon's thing.
Can you grab me?
They're not listening. I like to throw jokes and they're not listening because they're the really good ones.
Oh my! Did you guys ever watch Entourage?
Yeah, I watched a few episodes.
They had I think it was Entourage. They had like a furries convention and I didn't get it. And then I was like scarred for life when I watched that one episode. I'm pretty sure it was Entourage.
Yeah, I didn't know. I think I had to be almost in my 30s when I figured out what a furry was because it wasn't something I was exposed to. And I think
that's probably good.
Yeah, probably. But I learned, here they come.
They're cute.
Wait, that's a new,
you've had this one. That's right. This is my rabbit.
Oh, that's cute. Wait, so these are super expensive?
No, they're really not.
They're like maybe $14.
Oh my, okay. You're talking about like a purse and an $80,000 car.
She's talking about for me though. I don't buy things.
Yeah, no, Esther doesn't.
I have a purse from like 3 years ago. I don't know. I don't.
That's how it should actually be. I'm working to be like that and like declutter my house, but it's a process.
I want to do that too.
It's like good for your soul.
I told Esther. Remember, I said 3 months ago. I said, "Hey, you want to have a garage sale?" She looked at my shit and said, "Bitch, you ain't never having a garage sale."
Not going to, because when we try to clean out her closet, she would rarely let something.
Hold on, I got 9 bags.
No, yeah, because I made you. But you tried to keep a freaking leather.
It was a good leather jacket from high school. And damn it, I might get it out of the bag.
It doesn't go below 50 here ever.
It's light leather.
And it was like, no, it was 90s leather. It was not light leather. It was freaking.
It was from Wilson's. Wilson's, that store in the mall.
Yeah. You need to send that to like ThreadUp or something. I'm the same way. I tried to clean out and I don't throw stuff out. It's bad.
I might need to send that to ThreadUp. I'm telling you. We got rid of 9 bags.
You can get money off of it, but nobody wears that anymore.
I was going to.
Oh my! I just love the way the bunny looks right now. It's like totally just lounging. It's perfect.
It's perfect. Did you ever go COVID crazy? And like at the very beginning, I'm asking because like we threw a party that was supposed to be a fancy party. Remember that? Like I know a few people did that. Did you ever do any of that?
Like you dressed up?
Yeah.
What did I do? I don't mind because I work alone. Like I go to the gym, I get my social, whatever. Like, so when I had like time to like just be at my house or whatever, I was kind of good with it. Like I could be like a recluse where I'm just at my house with my dogs and like just doing my own little activities. But yeah, I think towards the end I was like baking. I was starting to turn into like the COVID cliche, like baking, whatever, not sourdough. I did something easier than that. But like coloring and doing shit you would never normally do, even though I could totally work and have a normal day.
That makes sense.
But a dress up party sounds fun. I would have been down for that. I like themed anything, so I would have been all in.
See, I do too. Yes. My 40th birthday, we did. What did we do? Goodwill Glam, I think. Yeah, basically. So it was like ugly prom, and we found the best dresses at Goodwill.
Yes.
So excited. It was so much fun.
Yeah. Ooh, I might have to steal that. That's a good one. I haven't done a theme party in forever.
Yeah. Ugly prom is awesome. The rule is like everyone has to go get some sort of formal wear from Goodwill. It has to be from Goodwill. My husband, I was so angry at him. He ordered all of his shit on Amazon and I said, get out. Like, I didn't even want to come to the party. I was fighting with him because I was like, you need it. Like, I don't involve him in our themes anymore because he just sucks. He sucks at themes.
Oh, no.
So it makes me very angry.
No, a theme ruiner is not cool. Like when like, I even have like costumes like set out for when like the turd in the punch bowl has to show up and it's like, okay, well, here's your like sunglasses or something. So you're part of the mix.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just say Haiti, like Haiti things. Haiti, is that a word?
I don't know.
I say awful things. Like, I just am like, God, why'd you even come? Like, I'm just terrible. I was like, you didn't want to dress up. I tell everyone. I was like, he didn't follow the rules. I'm such an asshole. Real talk. So maybe that's why he doesn't come.
It's important. That might be a reason. Yeah.
I'm okay.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right. Well, I want to be sensitive of our time because I know who has to edit this and listen to it all again. But thank you guys for joining. Is there anything else you want to give life advice besides pull up your pants? As far as
no, don't pull up your pants.
Or don't pull up your pants. Things that you wish you would have known back then that you know now.
I mean, you just really have to start. And there's a community out there that will like it. There's a community that likes weird, eclectic stuff, or just like interviews, or like this and that. So there's always a group.
There's always
someone out there, yeah, that will listen, definitely. And it's a learning process. I think we're still doing weaves and bobs even 3 years out.
Like, I regret what I said 5 minutes ago. I mean, I get that. You learn, and Dan will not edit it because it helps me grow. That's how we're gonna. I'm just gonna say, on a personal life note, like, I'm gonna steal from the Crime Junkie podcast. Like, be weird. What the hell's the other? Be rude, stay alive, that piece. And don't be afraid to advocate for yourself, man. At the end of the day, I think in general, as humans, we don't take enough risks. There's this like unknown fear and anxiety, but like, really, if you don't take a risk, where you're at right now is what your normal is. If you take a risk, you don't know what could happen. The whole world could open up. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
that's my advice.
That's with everything.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's have to take the risk.
I think that's right on time for so many people because we're out of COVID and like things are moving and it's like, what do I do next? And we have knowledge and awareness that like things were brought to light during that time. So I think now is the time to have that courage and take that risk. So
live your life, man. Take a risk. You'll be all right.
Yes. Where do we find you guys?
You can find us on Instagram. We do have a Twitter, but honestly, I just like don't put any effort into it. And YouTube.
Don't tweet.
I mean, you can tweet at us. I mean, I look at it. I don't tweet. I'm kind of, but with _ENR, Instagram, sometimes Twitter, mostly Instagram, YouTube.
Yep. I don't really tweet very much. I don't even know how I feel that Elon Musk is taking over. So we're just probably going to
we'll just leave it there.
I'm just going to sit back and watch that one for a minute. I'm just going to observe.
Facts. Well, I appreciate you guys. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I hope we are sipping tequila IRL doing Kid Rock karaoke soon somewhere.
Yes.
I'll dedicate Captain Frogs to you, Kristen.
Yeah.
You can get it. I'll sing a whole song for you.
Thank you for having us on.
Yes. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Keep crushing. We'll digitally be in touch. And like I said, hopefully we'll see each other in person soon.
Yeah. Definitely. Same to you. Keep killing
you guys.
Thank you for joining Turmeric and Tequila with your host, Kristen Olson. Tune in next time, and don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.